Yo, what's good, boys and girls? Today we are watching a movie disguised as a game. No warm up, no foreplay, let's get into it. So the game opens with our main guy Robert talking about his date, and by talking I mean doing that classic protagonist thing. I barely knew him, but I loved him, and now I'm gonna find his killer. Sure bro, love the vibes. Really, I wrote this in a notebook at 3 a.m. Turns out Robert is interrogating some random tough connected to the big bad Shroud. And Shroud's whole brand is mysterious, shadowy, dramatic. Like he walks in with a cape and the music goes tu 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 tu, like a budget villain from Saturday morning anime. Robert finds out where Shroud is, dramatic music kicks in and the game goes. Alright, here comes Robert's special power. And his power is nothing. Zero. Bro has no abilities. He just has a robot suit, and I'm not gonna lie, the suit and the robot looks like something out of Discount Power Rangers. Like if Mighty Morphin had a bro cousin named Kinda Morphin. As Robert has a big ape on his chest, no, he's not Metro Man, he's not McDonald's Man either. Bro couldn't fit in that robot if he was living off nuggets. He's Mecha Man. Yeah, that's the name. It fits in the same way expired milk fits inside the fridge. So Robert suits up, hops into his cosplay tank and flees out to get Shroud. He pulls up to this factory, beats up a couple homeless NPC, and Shroud still won't show. Instead, one of Shroud's minions rolls in, Toxic, and this guy gimmick is wild. He fights like he got hired off Craigslist. Dude basically throws hands with his naked confidence and also shoots acid. Like bro walked up and chose chemical warfare. More guns show up and then Shroud finally appears, and we learn what he wants. An astral pulsator, which is basically the thing powering Robert's robot. Robert realizes the vibes are off, too many enemies, too much plot armor on the villain, so he decides, before I get my mech suit turned into scrap metal, I'm out. But Shroud already planned it. Turns out someone planted a bomb on the robot's body, so Robert tries to retreat, boom, Mecha Man gets cooked, and then the title hits. Dispatch. Now we cut to the news like breaking. Mecha Man is finished, and they give us the family law. 50 years ago, Robert's grandpa was the first Mecha Man. He built this goofy suit and protected Los Angeles. Then Robert's dad took over, and he got killed fighting Shroud. And Robert was the third one, and also the last because my man got folded. They even show a press conference where Robert says he was in a coma, but hey, at least he survived. The suit is destroyed, can't be rebuilt, it's over. Later Robert is sitting outside watching TV in full depression mode, and he witnesses a robbery. And because he's got main character syndrome, he jumps in. And because he has no powers, he gets his ass beat. Like dude is literally getting packed up in the alley by clones in colorful marks. And right when it looks like Robert's gonna die like a background NPC, she appears. The woman whose legs 29% of the player base wants to worship. The ties that could end your life in under 5 seconds. Respectable days, honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, Blondie Blazer. She's basically local Supergirl, strong, flees, shoots energy stuff, the whole package. They don't confirm her age, but she's definitely super in every category. She saves Robert and then invites him for a drink at a bar. And I'm like, damn, straight to drink. She really is super. At the bar you can talk, joke around, and Blondie basically tells Robert, honestly, I respect you. You did hero works without powers. That's real. So Robert gets a rare moment of validation. And then the universe says, nah, not too much happiness, buddy. Becomes some overgrown gym ape walks up like, yo, I remember you. You ruined my life. Apparently Robert caught this guy years ago and now the dude wants revenge. He can't control fire. I'm not even thinking, I splash him with alcohol and dip. Now here's where the game loses like 30 points of realism instantly. Blondie grabs Robert and they fly away, but they are both flying horizontally like two planks. Bro should be dangling like a cat who picked up by the belly, arms and legs just flopping like help. Anyway, they land on some billboard and the vibe is spicy. Alcohol is in the blood, the air is romantic, the night is young, and Robert's brain goes, alright, this is the part where we go buy condoms. Blondie checks his face and Robert leans in and kisses her, and then awkward. Because Robert misunderstood, Blondie goes, sorry, I was tipsy in my bed, I didn't mean to give you the wrong idea. And I'm like, girl, relax. I was about to propose on the billboard, but it turns out she didn't show up just for drunk flirting. She has an offer. Blondie works at the dispatch center for superheroes and she wants Robert to lead a team. If he accepts, the company will rebuild his suit. Plus, one of Robert's dad's old friends works there too. And it's basically like, bro, take the job, stop being dramatic. They even show how it works. People call in emergencies like, some idiots are robbing a jewelry store. There is a scandal at an exhibition of rainbow dildos. Send a hero before this turns into a full TikTok apocalypse. Robert Hayes rebuilds the suit and say, Celeste, he's in. End of chapter. Next chapter starts at the superhero company office. Still dispatch. And the job description is basically, sit at a computer, do nothing, get hemorrhoids, eat frozen garbage on break, talk to coworkers about nonsense. Welcome to adulthood. Robert is changing clothes, talking to Blondie about last night's kiss, and then surprise, there's someone else in the room. Meet Invisible. Yes, she turns invisible, and yes, she's on Robert's team. And Robert's team is not normal. The project is called Phoenix, and Robert gets assigned a squad of former villains trying to rehabilitate. Basically, a team of criminals trying to become heroes so the cops stop beating them with batons. Nice. Robert also meets this bro Royd in the bathroom. He's working on Robert's suit and we'll meet her later. And there's also Robert's dad's friend Chase. Chase looks like Blake Einstein, but he's only 39. Because his ability is like the Flash. He is 50 times faster than a normal human, and he also ages 50 times faster. So bro is speedrunning life. Chase is actually funny and he constantly talks shit about everyone, which honestly makes him instantly likable. Alright, now it's time to meet the full clown squad. First, Sonar. You know Batman? Imagine Batman, but instead of seeing a bat, he got bitten by the bat and now he's stuck with it. Sonar can turn into a bat and scream loud. Next, Lumpy, the fire guy from the bar who tried to start beef. Then Invisible, who already know. Then Coop, X-Mass, with blades and murder skills, not much else. The Punch Up, irony is he's tiny but super strong and invisible. Then Malevola, Evil Circus, Vibes, Magic Sword that open portals. Then Golem, a pile of dirt animated by magic. Last Prism, and Prism is the worst villain of them all. She's blogger, disgusting. I would rather have a teammate who controls little poop. Now at first these people are annoying as hell. They talk trash, they argue, they disrespect Robert, they disrespect each other, they disrespect Oxygen itself. But later they actually develop and become kinda lovable. For now tough. It's Robert's first shift, time to send these idiots on missions. Quick gameplay breakdown. You get missions on a map with conditions. Each hero has stats you level up. Strength, endurance, agility, charisma, intelligence. Some missions need fighting, some need talking, some need running and sneaking. The game doesn't hold your hand too much. It won't straight up tell you exact stats needed. You read the situation and choose who to send. Example, museum event public speech. Send the charismatic one, maybe with intelligence too. The closer your stats match the mission, the higher the success chance. Later heroes unlock special abilities. Prism can copy stats from the hero next to her. Flambe gets a buff after completing missions. Golem can fill empty slots and buff himself, and more like that. If you succeed, heroes they turn, rest and go again. If you fail, they get injured, stats drop, and if they fail again, they are out for the session. It's not deep, but it's not annoying either. And the best part here is talk during missions. And events affect gameplay, so it feels alive. Then shit happens. Invisible finds an old man unconscious. At first glance, nothing special, but Robert checks the cameras and notices something weird. There's a big ass safe in the cafe. Why the hell does a donut shop need a bank level safe? Something's off. They decide to tie an old man up and question him. While this is happening, a guy with electric gloves shows up. He heard Invisible came to check and a fight breaks out. Robert Geiser throws the earpiece where to move, what to do. They hack the fire system, water powers down, electricity gets disabled. Looks like a win, but nope. The old man wakes up, pulls a gun on the villain. Villain points the electric gloves at the old man. Robert lets in her ear. Take him down, you idiot! Disobeys, tries to disarm the old man instead. Naturally, that goes to shit. The old man gets electrocuted. The villain escapes. Great job, team. Later, Robert confronts Invisible. She brushes it off like it's not big deal. Robert loses it. They argue hard. She tells him he's not a hero, just a loser nerd in a cool suit who cried the moment it got taken away. Robert snaps back, says she's selfish, scared, and would last a day as Mecha Man. No suit could turn an egoistic bitch into a real hero. Yeah, things got ugly. Later on, Robert talks with Blondie. He says that yeah, the team is full of dumbasses, but he still believes they are just lost, not evil, and that they can be fixed. He also says that if he's gonna take this seriously, he needs to show authority. Otherwise, the team will never respect him and will keep treating him like a joke. The same evening, Robert is walking home with Blondie after work. She's yapping about something, but Robert's face clearly says, I would absolutely throw you onto a bed right now. I figured, yeah, dinner sounds like a good idea. Lesson learned from chapter 1, more alcohol. Blondie not guaranteed, but Blazer definitely possible. Vodka 2. Then drunk metro ride, doors closing, apartment carefully legs spreading, fun times ahead. But nope, with the sound effect of Optimus Prime farting, a mustached unit appears. Meet Phenomenon, Blondie's boyfriend. There's a life lesson, boys. While you are stuttering and trying to ask a girl out to dinner, some mustached ambassador of protein powder is already clapping her. So instead of anime night, she's got pilots and choking of Phenomen's dick. Now to be fair, Phenomenon is basically local Superman. Ellen doesn't fully understand human behavior, that leads to jokes later. Still massive mama's boy. Out of nowhere, he invites Robert to fly with them to Japan for dinner. Blondie instantly shuts it down like, bro, don't. And yeah, I didn't go. We have all been there. You like a girl, she's smart, cute, everything seems right, and then her guy shows up at the worst possible moment. You instantly feel out of play, but that's life. You gotta let it go. Because when she eventually dumps him and calls you crying, you won't answer. You already jerked off and fell asleep. You know what I mean. Next chapter starts with Robert and Royd working on a new robot suit. The suit itself isn't the problem. The problem is recreating that astral pulsator or whatever the hell it's called. Still dispatch. At work, you can talk to Blondie. She casually mentions she broke up with Phenomenon. She wanted to tell him, and Robert being there would have made it awkward. Told you. But that's not the main issue. Blondie says one member of Robert's team has to be kicked out. Naturally, the weakest ones are candidates, Sona, Cope, and Visigold. This chapter is mostly comedy. They start sabotaging each other. Cope tricks Sona, promise to show him some tits, then chase him to gym, equipment, and dips. And this isn't just cutscenes. During missions, these idiots actually hurt each other. Robert completely loses his shit when he spots a villain from a previous chapter in the city, and instead of catching him, Invisigo and Malavela start fighting each other. Emergency meeting time. Robert gives a speech. He says Project Phoenix isn't named that by accident. It's about rebels, leaving the past behind, becoming better. So give it everything you have got and then we will see. After that, things calm down, they work better together, until Invisigo just disappears. Robert finds her on the camera. She's sitting alone, smoking, completely tilted. She says, if someone has to be kicked, whatever, kick me, don't waste time. Robert snaps back, says, she's just scared, trying to make things easier for herself. Cold, sweet, asshole cleansed, effort scares her. She fights back, she's not meant to be a hero, her power is hiding, turning invisible. She's probably meant to be a villain. Robert calls bullshit, heroes, villains, destiny, all that's garbage. He has no powers at all, yet he's still trying. Then perfect timing, another robbery happens. Same electric glow asshole. Robert convinces Invisigold to go. Says she can still change things, and it works. She handles it with Robert's help, but still. The whole team backs her up afterward, tells her she did great. Turns out everyone heard Robert's motivational speech. Now only 2 candidates remain, Sona and Cobb. I didn't want to kick anyone, the team finally started feeling like a team, but Blondie insists, makes a call. So I kicked Cobb. Invisigold thanks Robert. The next chapter starts with Inside Invisigold Porcelain. The next chapter starts with wait, what? Yo, why the hell is there a pawn here? Despite chill the fuck out. Anyway, back to work. Phenomenon is depressed as hell after the breakup, the robot still doesn't work, and you need to pick a new team member. About the scene, it was a dream, Invisigold's dream. And it's extra funny because later she shows up and stares at Robert's desk. But she's not the only one with horny energy. Robert goes to Blondie's office, she asks him to help zip up her dress. Yeah, snake behavior. Turns out she's going to a fancy dinner with rich assholes, but she actually wants to talk about recruiting a new member. So about the new team member. First candidate is Waterboy. Up until now, he barely mattered. He's the office janitor, a stuttering, mumbling, insecure dude. Now take the insecurity and multiply it by 100,000. That's water boy. His powers, brace yourself, water. Yeah, as far as I understand, the guy just produced a lot of water. Amazing. Second candidate is Meta Mecha Mako Mama Maka. Yeah, that the present mustached Superman knock off from earlier. And yeah, right now you actually have to talk to him and pull him out of his emotional dumpster fire. Most dialogues in this game are jokes, like straight up comedy. They rarely go deep, and when they do, it's always wrapped in humor. That's not a bad thing. The whole game is basically a comedy that constantly mocks situations, characters, and the superhero genre itself. If you really want to get nerdy about it, superhero media is in a phase of deconstruction right now, so familiar archetypes get flipped and laughed at, like this macho man dude. Big, strong, invisible, but mentally weak, constantly depressed, emotionally unstable. Funny. Robert talks to him, gives him a pep talk, basically. Yeah, she dumped you, boo-hoo, happens. What now? Wanna go throw rocks at her? No? Alright then chill. You are still a jacked mustached unit. Any woman over 40 would happily ruin your life. Solid advice. It's kinda woke. But during the conversation, the guy suddenly jumps off of his car, glass shatters, Shardy flies straight into Robert's chase. So while Robert is in the bathroom pulling glass out of himself, Invisible shows up. And this is where it gets spicy. She straight up tells him she dreamed about fucking him. And yeah, stuff like this happens a lot on this game. Like 30, maybe even 50 of the jokes are about tits, dicks and sex. I personally don't see a problem, most of jokes are at least funny. But I know some refined people get offended by penis jokes. Heaven forbid. Anyway, Invisible is a bold as hell. And on top of that, she admits she saw Robert zapping up Blondie's trace. Jealousy unlocked. But walk is walk. The shift actually goes smoothly. No fights, the team finally walks like a normal group of humans. So the big question remains, who joins the team? Picking another strong superhero felt boring, so I went full me mode and picked Waterboy, purely for laughs. The team is not happy. In the next missions, they constantly bully him, and he constantly fucks up and stutters like a broken NPC. Shift ends. As Robert is about to go home, he notices on the computer that Invisible is sitting in a movie theater, forgot to disconnect from the system. She's watching some dumb rom-com. While Robert chats with her, he gets a text from Blondie inviting him to dinner. And here we go. The game gives you a choice. Who do you spend the evening with? Blondie Blazer, the blonde, athletic, smart, hard-working good girl, or Invisible, dark, broken, mentally unstable chaos? Yep, this is where the romance choice starts. Both girls matters to the story. Both are attractive. Both are completely different. Blondie is sweet, responsible and functional. Invisible is the opposite. Let's be real. This is a classic choice. A stable girl with her life together or a walking red flag with trauma. And honestly the choice seems obvious. Girls like Invisible usually have two paths. Either they get their shit together one day or they turn into Tony Soprano's sister. And anyone who knows it's better to fuck a snake than deal with Tony Soprano's sister. If you get a good ending, congrats, you found a rose in a landfill. Yeah, my metaphor slip. But Blondie is suspicious too. She's too perfect. Women like that always have one flaw that nukes everything else. Maybe she farts like a war crime in her sleep. Maybe her pussy looks like firecracker exploded in a watermelon. Maybe she faints at the sight of dick. You never know. But story-wise I thought, who would Robert choose? He's broken, lost. So pairing him with another broken soul kinda makes sense. Two idiots helping each other survive. Blondie feels like the type who will be unhappy in 6 months, overworked, unable to say no, and one day just jumps out of nowhere. You will end up playing piano at the end of La La Land alone. So yeah, Robert chose to be happy. Questions? And yes, notice how cleanly I avoided matching a picket based on tits shown earlier? Suck it. So yeah, later it becomes pretty obvious that the romance paths are not equal at all. And spoiler alert, yeah, that's exactly how it is. Invisible is basically the second main character. She's constantly involved in the story, missions and major plot moments. Her personal arc is a core part of the narrative and you'll clearly see that later. Blondie on the other hand shows up for a couple of minutes at the start of chapters and then just disappears. She's basically a side character. For the rest of the game, she barely participates in the story at all. Choosing a romance with her doesn't unlock anything meaningful. Maybe a few extra dialogue lines in the scenes that already exist. Meanwhile, Invisigo is always there. It honestly feels like that blondie romance wasn't even planned from the beginning. Like they just showed it in near the end of for variety, and that kinda sucks. Both girls are cool, both deserve equal attention, but nope. Anyway, Robert goes to the movie theater and watches a film with Invisigo, and honestly the moment is unexpectedly sweet. I expected some cringe nonsense, but no, you can tell she's genuinely happy that Robert showed up. Classic story. No friends, hides emotions, scared to open up. You know the type. I can fix her energy. Next chapter starts with Robert absolutely sweating his ass off in the gym, remembering past fights, including one with some fired idiot. Still dispatch. Work is calm for ants, so in the evening the whole team gathers for a party. Robert gets invited to. Important detail, Robert works anonymously. The team knows he used to be a hero, but they don't know which one. So naturally they start guessing and even placing bets. They all end up in some disgusting villain bar. Trash music, awful booze, rude waitresses, puke and piss on the bathroom floor. If the toilet looks destroyed, that means it was recently cleaned. Everyone's having fun. Robert chats with Invisible when suddenly some piece of shit shows up and starts threatening her. Robert gets punched in the face, all hell breaks loose. Bar fight, everyone versus everyone. And yeah, remember the filthy bathroom? You will appreciate it even more now. But here is where the devs get respect points. After the wild party, everyone ends up in the only open night dinner, because their guts are absolutely done. This is where the team really bones. Robert decides to come clean and tells them he used to be Mechaman. Everyone lost their mind, especially Flambe. Turns out during their first fight, Robert chopped off several of Flambe's fingers. Flambe gets pissed, almost roasts Robert alive, but Golem steps in to defend him. Real one. Not for nothing did I give that dead pile booze earlier. Flambe storms off to cool his ass and the rest keep talking, one by one. The team shares their real names. Invisigirl's real name is Godney, terrible name by the way. Waterboy name is Gum, congrats. Everyone shares the moment. And honestly the game does a great job showing how this group of weirdos become a real team. Not just in cutscenes, the constant chatter during missions makes it feel natural. That's something you can really explain properly, you have to see it yourself. The game nails the feeling of sitting behind the desk, directing pupils, slowly bonding. Next chapter, Robert tests another sweet prototype, everyone's there, and then shit hits the fan. System overload, everything shorts out, small explosion, dispatch moment. Robert survives obviously, but Royd is losing his mind. He admires they can't recreate the astral pulsator. The secret died with Robert's father. Even though Robert was unconscious for a while, he keeps working. The team is happy about that. More shifts, more helping random idiots. Then one evening, while Robert is lying at home doing nothing, Malavala opens a portal. People shows up with gifts. Housewarming party. Everyone comes. Blondie, the old man, everyone. They get drunk, music loud, vibes good. Robert stands off to the side like an emo Sasuke. The Invisible pulls him onto the dance floor, but the party turns serious. The team reveals something important. Some random criminals found an astral pulsator. They tracked it to a warehouse. While partying, the team discuss how to steal it. Invisible suggests going immediately. In and out, quick job. Then the old man drunk as hell starts shitting on Invisible. Call her useless, not a hero, says she doesn't belong on the team. Invisible gets upset and leaves. Party mood dies. Robert stays with the old man. They talk about life, heroism, destiny, and then alarm. At the warehouse, with the pulsator, shit is going down. And right in the middle of it, Invisible. So yeah, Invisible went it alone, invisible, trying to steal the pulsator for Robert. Things immediately went sideways, while Invisible is jumping around getting her ass kicked. You are hacking systems, watching cameras, opening doors, guiding her step by step. Barely holding it together, but somehow this dumb duo manages to make it work. She reaches the room with the safe, she grabs the pulsator, and right when she's about to leave, he shows up. Shroud. He beats the shit out of her, takes a briefcase with the pulsator, and on top of that, she loads her inhaler. Yeah, she has asthma. So now Invisible is slowly dying. Band ending speedrun, but not today. The old man Chase shows up and goes full throttle one last time. He saves Invisible, at the cost of himself. Hero moment. Except he doesn't die. They put him on life support. Later there's a short scene in the hospital room with Blondie. She's clearly shaken, and she straight up says this all happened because of Invisible. So Invisible is temporarily suspended. And Chase being in critical condition absolutely nukes the team's morale. Everyone is destroyed. Even during missions the jokes are gone. No banter, just silence. At the end of the shift the team votes on whether to kick Invisible out. Everyone votes yes, everyone except Golem. And I step in too, because I didn't babysit her for the entire game just to dump her now. She generally tried to help. Knee-jerk executions aren't leadership. Robert basically says, she messed up, yeah, but she tried. She wanted to fix things. Invisible overhears all of this. Robert finds her in the locker room. She says she's leaving anyway. She knows Chase almost died because of her. She doesn't want to hurt anyone else. Then comes the classic speech. I don't deserve life. I don't deserve forgiveness. I thought if I got the pulsator everything would be okay. Robert tells her that's bullshit. And then plot twist, she shows her chest. Turns out Invisible isn't that simple. She used to work for Shroud. His organization had a device that could slow down her asthma. The device is implanted inside her chest. She joined Shroud to survive. And yeah, that night when Robert found Shroud's pupil, she was there. She was the one who planted the bomb on Robert's suit. After getting the implant, she quit, tried to go straight, joined Project Phoenix. Robert didn't expect that. But he's not mad. Like they say, orphaned people get fucked in the ass. Invisible didn't expect that reaction. She's still broken. Before leaving, she says she always wanted Robert to look at her the way he looks at Blondie. They kiss, hard. Yep, they really went there. Then, same evening, Robert goes drinking at the villain bar again. Everything seems chill. Robert's drinking. The old man's chilling nearby. The bartender talks shit about Blondie. The old man snaps and breaks his face. And boom, Shroud shows up. He came for the pulsator. Cop is there too. Robert gets bitten. Shroud threatens him. Give me the pulsator. Robert tells him to go fuck himself. Then comes another twist. Invisible lied. Again. When she hit the warehouse before meeting Shroud, she already stole the pulsator and kept it for herself. Nice. Just when things looks hopeless, Blondie Blazer crashes in. Everyone collectively shits themselves. She's strong. Blondie straight up says, you can kill me, sure, but I will take at least half of you with me. Shroud does the math, literally. That's his power. Statistics, percentage, risk, analysis, human calculator. He decides it's not worth it. They leave. But of course, it's not over. Shroud launched a full-scale attack on the city, dispatch emergency. The office turns into pure chaos. Requests everywhere, too many to handle. The whole team jumps in, even Mega Boy and Blondie join the fight. On top of that, you constantly clash with Cobb's strike team. Sweaty shit. Sweaty shift. Hard. Meanwhile, Invisible snakes back to the office. Robert realizes something wrong and heads to the lab where the suit is stored. Invisible is fighting Royd. He thinks she is a traitor trying to steal the suit. She explains Shroud is too dangerous. If Robert had the pulsator, Shroud would come for him immediately. She was trying to protect him. Right on cue, Shroud's guns attack the office. Royd runs to fight them. Robert frees Invisible. After a short scuffle, Robert finally gets back into the suit. Now it's full action mode. Shroud shows up in his own ridiculous robot. Robert fights him and loses. Shroud calculated every move in advance. But he forgot one thing. The team. Everyone shows up. Full squad. Massive fight. Beautifully animated. All conflicts turned into teamwork. Malevola helps Invisible. Everyone covers each other. The Bloody takes a critical hit, knocked out cold. Then Robert goes down too. Shroud almost finishes him, and then a beam blast throws Shroud's mech. Chase. Alive. Blondie gave him her medallion. That's where her powers come from. Without it, she's just a normal girl. Just like Robert. Morale boost. Shroud gets absolutely destroyed. Victory? Nope. Shroud survives. Takes Robert's dog hostage. Give me the pulsator or the dog dies. And then final mindfuck. Shroud explains everything. He knew Robert would fall for Invisible, that's why he sent her. She was playing him the entire time. Script reader villain. Robert goes to the rooftop, tries to outsmart him, fails. Hands over the real pulsator, Shroud plugs it into his head, make a brain mode, and his genius conclusion, kill Robert. He shoots, invisible jumps in front of the bullet, Robert snaps, pitch out into a bloody maze, final choice, kill him or spare him. I spared him, don't ask why, I hate it itself. The team cleans up, shots, guns off screen, Robert and Invisible hug under the sunlight, everyone forgives her, they kiss. Blondie comments, well, that could have gone worse. Team celebrates, beer, laughs, group photo, credits. So yeah, that's Dispatch. And what can I say? Honestly, it's a damn good game. Yeah, it's a very genre specific, no revolutions, no big gameplay break, draws, nothing like that. But playing it, or rather watching it, is genuinely enjoyable, especially considering it's a superhero story. And let's be real, superhero stuff over the last 5 years, not just tired, straight up exhausting. It feels like everything that could be said in this genre has already been said. So no, Dispatch isn't some huge revelation. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. If I had to compare it, it feels like season 1 of The Boys. Lots of satire, lots of making fun of the superhero genre itself, lots of poking at tropes, cliches and capes, but in an attractive movie format that actually hits different. I honestly can't think of many games that do this exact thing. And yeah, the story itself, pretty standard, nothing mind-blowing. But there is one massive reason why after the credits roll, you close the game and say, yeah, that was fucking nice. The team. I've said it already, but I will say it again. The way the game builds this group of idiots into an actual team is its biggest strength. By the end, you are generally attached to them. Even characters who don't get much screen time in cutscenes still feel alive thanks to the constant dialogue during gameplay. You like seeing them, you like hearing them talk, you like their dumb jokes. And I don't just mean the main squad. Random side characters, girls popping in and out, even the villain get a few solid jokes in. Everyone has personality. Add to that, light, easygoing dialogue, good animation, decent gameplay, poops and digs, and what you get is really fun interactive show. It doesn't aim for greatness, it doesn't try to lecture you about philosophy, trauma or the human condition. It just says, here's a bunch of charismatic idiots doing chaotic shit, sit back and enjoy. And you know what? That rules. When I say I want to play something just to relax and have fun, this is exactly what I mean. Dispatch scratches that itch perfectly, and yeah, I honestly want more. Of course the game isn't flawless, the villain is kinda weak, cool design, a few funny moments, but it doesn't get enough screen time. Some plot twists are predictable, classical illusion of choice stuff, romance roads aren't balanced, but if I'm being real, none of that sticks in your memory. I actually sat here for like 50 minutes trying to think what did I really dislike, and honestly not much. Because Dispatch never pretended to be something it's not. It doesn't promise deep drama, it doesn't sell itself as some profound narrative experience, it just wants to entertain you. And it does. Compared to a lot of modern interactive experiences that drown you in forced drama, fake depths or half-baked philosophy, Dispatch just delivers fun, animated fun, well-written fun, character-driven fun, and I genuinely hope its success pushes studios to make more interactive movies like this. Not necessarily comedies, just solid character-focused interactive stories that are fun to watch and easy to enjoy. And AI would be enough. Just something of this quality. So yeah, Dispatch, you thanks for the good time, all that praise and awards it's getting deserved. I haven't relaxed and enjoyed myself this much playing something so simple in a long time. An extra respect for the price, not $70, not $100, just a clean honest price. Buy it, play it, enjoy it. On that note, that it's from me. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, write what you think about this punch. Though I think I already know the answer. We are not disappearing for long. Don't get bored. See you soon.